It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Packers and the Bengals, next on EA Sports.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. This crowd loves their orange and black. The scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with the Green Bay Packers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. CD, everybody loves to see the deep ball. We know that. We got a couple of quarterbacks here who can really sling it. Aaron Rodgers of the Packers, Joe Burrow of the Bengals.
I like your point there, partner, because it is back in vogue. And what I mean is taking the shots downfield, because for a long time in this league, it was all about precision passing, the West Coast offense. But now we've got a couple of guys here who'll take some shots downfield, and they have some receivers who can go get it.
The veteran kicker Mason Crosby set to do the honors here. And we are underway from Cincinnati. Brandon Wilson to return it. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
Hey, we all love a good story, and what we like even more, guys who can fight through adversity. Joe Burrow coming out of high school, goes to Ohio State, doesn't get a chance to start, transfers to LSU, not thought to be a top prospect, ends up the #1 pick in the draft, and justifies it. Tremendous play, excellent mobility, and leadership off the charts.
The Burrow's throw here into the hands of Boyd. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. A draw play for Mixon. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Here we go. Can.
Burrow on 3rd down. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Burrow looking to pass. Open man is Higgins. 7 yards the pickup there.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Let's get set. Wide 80. Wide is up.
3rd and 2, now Burrow. And that is incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And he's got Hurst as tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
11 MT. 11.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Here we go. Back. Wide 80. What is that?
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. A tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Now Burrow loses the football.
We call that a sack. Here we go. Here we go.
Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
McPherson's kick is good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Here's McPherson now to send it away. Rodgers on the return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here we go with the Packer offense guided by their decorated QB with a long list of Pro Bowls and other accolades next to his name, of course. Aaron Rodgers leading the way.
There have been very few quarterbacks in the NFL who have been as consistent throughout their career as Aaron Rodgers. He's been good for so long, and we've seen no decline in his skills. His accuracy and arm strength continue to elevate the talent around him, and his in-game mistakes, few and far between.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw here pulled in by Lazard. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the 29, Rodgers. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play as it takes us to the end of the first quarter. Three 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Back deep, Trent Taylor. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Yeah, maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And this will go for 5 up to the 33.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Here we go. Here we go. Right 80. Stop.
Here's Burrow. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Burrow will throw. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins, and that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage excellent there downfield, and it leads to a 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for. Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? And they get the guard, John Runyon. After the penalty, it's Jones. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Well, obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. Behind the chains, 2nd and 13. Shotgun now for Rodgers. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A big play that time on the catch and run.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score.
That's the way.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do. They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's 2nd and 10. From midfield, here's Rodgers. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And one more time, that's Watkins. And he is going to have a Packers first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
I like the fact that they didn't overcomplicate things on that call. 3rd and 2. Just run the quick little hitch, which they did. Ball's out of quarterback's hands. And yes, indeed, they pick up the first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Rodgers. He finds Randall Cobb on the completion. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
Here we go.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Rodgers again now. That's complete, and once again, it's Cobb. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Second and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5. To throw, it's Rodgers. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Bengals have recovered it. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room.
Dumps it off to Mixon. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go. Right 80. Right hot. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Right 80.
To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow.
Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete.
The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
Here we go. Right 80.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow.
This goes out wide for Mixon.
And some room to work. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play there on the catch and run. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
11.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow.
He'll drop this one down to Mixon.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll make it a 2nd down. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, a look at the next-gen stats for the Packers in that first half. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first two quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. Rodgers on the return.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
This Bengal defense now making their way back out onto the field. Last time got that fumble recovery when it looked like they might yield points, so maybe something to build off of.
No doubt about it, and mentally, how about just hanging in there when it looked like they're about to give up something and instead took the ball away? That's a sign of a very mentally strong team.
Mentally strong. Can they be mentally strong again? And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Throwing is Rodgers.
This one swung out here to Jones.
This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm.
Right now, let's hook, baby.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Caught by Cobb. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Now it's Rodgers.
And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
Working from the gun. Rodgers. And this is caught by Watkins. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 39. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And again, it's Rodgers. Again, that's Watkins. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
On 2nd and very short, Rodgers. This is Cobb with a catch right side. And it's out. He put it on the carpet, and the Bengals grab it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10
at their own 24.
He'll hand it off here. This is Mixon.
And some room to maneuver. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
43 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
On 2nd down now, Mixon. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
And he is going to have the Bengals first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
Again, that's Hurst.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
On 2nd down, Mixon. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
Here we go. Can. Stop. Right, 80. Stop.
On first down, Mixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made by Devondre Campbell. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Preston Smith comes in for the sack.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. He'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. The safety, Adrian Amos, comes crashing in for the sack. Now, the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And they decided to go with the safety blitz there. And look, if that gets picked up, quarterback really has the advantage then because he'll have more time to throw the football and some wide open space. But when it doesn't, that's a guy who gets a free run into the backfield, and oftentimes the QB ends up on his backside as he did there.
And if you're wondering just how quickly that sack occurred, the next-gen stats tell us 2.6 seconds is all he had to throw the football. Green Bay's offense ready to go again.
I tell you what, it's kind of hard to imagine. They have not scored a single point, and yet they're in this position, a touchdown drive here, and they're in the lead.
Normally when you have 0 on your side of the ledger on the scoreboard, you're a little bit discouraged. But when they look over and see their opponents, they don't see a number that's way out there. They don't see a number they can't attain. In fact, they can get it right here on this drive and potentially.
It got his man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big connection on that one. 34 yards.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of. And, in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of, trying to engineer a fourth-quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. He'll get this to Lazard. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Whenever I see an in-route dropped, as we just saw on that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Lewis. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first.
They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short definitely was a great time to dial one up.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he's stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. The clock rolls as the Packers look to hurry things up. Rodgers to throw. Touchdown, Packers. Robert Tonyan there to make the grab. And the Packers have taken the lead.
And touchdown and congratulations and 0 relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Yeah, part 1 is done, but now on the sideline, you can already see them scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kick.
And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed, and in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
Check white, check pink, yellow, line, blue, check, opposite, green, black, white.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. They get one more as the extra point's up and good, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work. And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start, but since then really found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with not just the halftime adjustments, but just that quiet confidence. If you just keep doing the things you've been working on, eventually there will be creases. You know, find those gaps in the defense, keep working on them, and maybe what didn't happen very well for you in the beginning of the game, it starts to open up as the game moves on.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. He's been quiet all afternoon. He may have just come up with a play of the day right there, though.
Obviously, it's not the volume in which you get done. It's the quality, and that was a quality catch right there.
Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. Burrow. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Dean Lowry in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Now the Bengals urging everybody to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now Burrow. Connecting with Mixon, and he's out of bounds, so give him about 9 as that stops the clock.
Boom, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Woo, defense, let's
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Here's Burrow. Now a desperation throw deep downfield and unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Down 4 late, got to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. He'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Second and 10. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. A 3rd down now, and those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's got some space here. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Rodgers will take a knee here, and that should be all she wrote. Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you? You loved the defenses.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.